Remember last bull run when we had like 5 games that people could play? I mean, mostly Crypto Blades as well as Axie Infinity and then a couple games here and there. Since then, there has been a lot. And by a lot, I mean, there are lots of games that are actually fun to play, even without the crypto aspect, or games that are simply free to play and you get crypto in return. So I thought I will share games that I personally like and would recommend you guys to check out, as well as a couple coins that are gaming related, so you can see what this person thinks about gaming and crypto. As always, links to everything down below. You know it's not financial advice. And I have a bunch of different tabs open so I can show you some of the gaming related things in crypto. Now, I would start with the coins and then the games and then explain to you like different thoughts and why you should probably give them all your money and why the number in here is going to go up and then the graphs do this and then everything is worth more. For coins, anything that builds the infrastructure underneath makes the most sense long term, not because it will get the biggest multiplier or has the chance of the biggest multiplier, but simply because it's the safest bet. Every single time, crypto does the following thing where we go up and down by like 10% in a week. If you bought 1 Bitcoin, you're down 5% since yesterday, which is fine. It's 5%, whatever. We'll go back anyways. But if you bought anything gaming related or like any altcoin ever, when Bitcoin dips by just 5%, everything else, even in the top 100, dips by like 15 to 20%, and that isn't fun. Same is true for gaming. Now, on the upside, everything that dipped down by 15% in a day can also gain back that 15% in a single day. But if you want to keep your money and, preserve your wealth and add win after win after win, buy things that have the underlying infrastructure. For that, we have ImmutableX, which is one of the main marketplaces when it comes to games and assets. They are the layer 2 solution for Ethereum, which in simple terms means if I send you money or crypto or anything based on ETH, I have to pay gas fees, or if you want to claim something, you have to pay gas fees. Kinda sucks. On ImmutableX, you connect to the site, everything on there is basically instant and you don't pay gas fees. Makes it good. And anything that has like a similar idea to it, whether it's building the underlying foundation for companies and developers to use when it comes to games, or providing a service like a marketplace over here, all of those have the biggest upside because if gaming takes off, you don't have to bet on a single thing that might take off and you buy like 100 different things and just hope that something takes off. But if something takes off, this will take off for sure, guaranteed. And for that, we got ImmutableX. We also got Beam for build on Beam. If it goes similar to last bull run, where you're going to get a multi-billion-dollar valuation if not more, then this is going to go quite well. Enjin you mostly know because of Alex Becker, as he always talked about that. Build Web3 games with confidence. They got tons of different partners in here. Made for mass adoption. Look what word they have right there. And then lastly, which is now based on value alone, far lower on the list, it's Myria. Myria builds a lot of cool things, but they're taking their time. Everything in crypto is full of delays, as well as you investing into the potential of something in the future. And with Myria being down to like 50 million market cap, this has, out of the top 3 that I just showed you, the biggest upside potential, but also, because of the current evaluation, the biggest risk to it, as it can easily go up and down by like 20% in a single day. Now, in Myria's case, they do sell notes behind it, kind of like Gala games. So if you're into notes and passive income, you could get a note, but at 6.4K, this makes you about $4 a day right now. And unless we go back to all-time high and beyond, the price is a little bit steep. So for that, things to look out for when it comes to the underlying infrastructure and things that can be used for mass adoption are mainly those coins that I'm personally looking into, but of course that they're infinite more. Just like Alex Becker from last bull run always talked about Altura, you could also talk about smart NFTs and Altura and hope that this goes from 14 million back to like 200 something mil. Whatever it was in November 2021 when we had this insane spike. And then I wanted to show you guys something that you might be interested in called Able, which is the first derivatives layer 2 focused on options and perpetual trading, backed by Paradigm, Dragonfly, Coinbase. They are a decentralized exchange that focus mostly on futures, options, as well as pre-launch tokens. Obviously, as always, a link is down below. It's as easy to sign up as clicking on MetaMask, continue, select your account, next, confirm, and then you're in here. Additionally, for the different markets that are currently available, where again we have the airdrop feature over here, so we can see which airdrops are going on. Let's say, for example, the Swell token, order blue. We would go back to trading, click on the top left corner over here, select all markets, and we can see the different pre-launch tokens that can already be traded in order for us to farm the airdrop. We can see the 24-hour volume, 24-hour change, funding rate, as well as price. Let's say we want to trade Swell and USD. We would select that. We can change our indicators as we're used from different trading views. And we can then in the top right select buy or sell, buy it at the current market price or select a certain price for a limit order for which we do need money. So after your wallet is connected in the top right corner, select continue onboarding, select your chain, Ethereum, Optimism, Arbitrum or Base, as well as our currency over here, for example, USDT. Let's say, for example, you want to, just play around, put in $4, for example. We gotta approve our USDC before we can send it over. Select our custom spending cap. If you go with Arbitrum, the gas fees are close to 0 cents. Afterwards, we select deposit. Over here, again, verify that, pay our 1 cent in estimated gas fees, and then have our deposit initiated, which then in our portfolio overview is going to be listed down here, and then get the notification that we need at least $10 in trading volume, but I'm pretty sure you get the idea in order to make a purchase over here and trade these tokens to farm the airdrop. If any of that is interesting to you, link is down below of course. Maybe you like the idea, maybe you just follow them on Twitter and see if you like it or not. But now let's focus on a couple games. For all the games in here, I will leave a link to their Twitter down below so you can simply see if this is fun to play, if you want to get into that or not. Some of them are on computer, some of them are free to play, some you have to buy an NFT for, some are on your phone. It's a big mix of everything and it doesn't cover everything. First of all, we got Matrix. I covered this a couple times before as they had an ongoing season as well as special sale and website refresh. Come on, load. They got NFTs, they got a couple different things. Most importantly for Matrix, it's their #1 FPS mobile game in the metaverse. I think they have an esports league behind it as well in Southeast Asia. Their max token just got listed on OKX, which you can farm, I think. I know last month when we covered this, you could deposit stablecoins or Bitcoin, stake that, and by doing so you participate in farming their token before it airdrops. So it's like free money for additional volume in their token. In here, if we find the gameplay real quick, it's exactly like a mix of CSGO, Valorant, Call of Duty in a arena style gameplay where you have different weapons, you have different skins, you have a couple cool things. Now I suck at shooters and I suck at aiming unless I use a controller, so for me this isn't really that good. I'm much better at games like Machines Arena, for example. It's a game that features multiple game modes, each with its own challenge and map, with quick play available, ranked, custom lobbies. For the gameplay, it's 4 against 4, for example, where you have a couple different abilities, you walk around with the character, and if this is a style of game that you've played before, this will probably be a lot of fun for you. In my case as well, I'll be much more comfortable with this style of gameplay, but I suck nonetheless. Honestly, the older I get, the less I care about gaming. Gaming as an idea is great, but whenever I sit down and I want to play a game, it's like, you could do something else as well. Speaking of which though, there's Cornucopias. Cornucopias, they build like a vast open world of different things. They have something like a racing game available. They have a couple other open world things. At the moment, they still have a node sale. They have it in like different tiers that get live every now and then. I personally got 5 of them. So far, they made about $30 and I spent 1.5k. So I think in the future, over the next year or so, that should probably, grant me my return on investment, but we'll see. When it comes to Cornucopias, if you are into games that have like a big community of active players and developers that genuinely care about their game and the community and listen to feedback, this will be something for you. They have a weekly series called Copy Cafe and lots of different updates behind what they're working on, what they're building. They recently, just a couple days ago, had episode 100, where you can see more and more updates for the entire game. Everything I've ever seen in crypto, this has to be the most transparent company ever that works on building a product that they genuinely love. And if you believe in teams over just the current idea, then I would be fairly certain, it's a random guess, that in the long haul, this is going to be one of the go-to games in crypto, simply based on the amount of work and passion they put into it. Then you probably know Illuvium. Illuvium went live a few months ago. I think the launch was July 2nd, might have been, so about 2 months ago. And since then, you can play the different games that they have available. Illuvium works in a way where all these games play together. So if I were to draw it in Paint, you have the overworld over here, in which you catch, let's just say it how it is, you catch Pokemon. They're called alluvials, but you catch Pokemon. And those Pokemon can then be used in the arena, which is TFT. While doing so, you get some rewards, you rank up in the ladder, depending on your leaderboard position, you get additional rewards end of season. And to fund the overworld with resources, you have Illuvium 0. Illuvium 0 is just a city builder where you build a small city, which generates resources which can then be used in the overworld, or those resources can be sold to other people. All the alluvials, the NFTs, you can sell them as well. And then there's the Dex, I think it's called, the Pokédex, where you can see the different levels of tiers of the Pokemon that you caught, the resources that you have, the different stickers that you select, and everything plays into each other. I'm not too sure if the economy is balanced yet or not. The price per token is down to $40 now. I think this was 115 or even 150 just a few months ago, because it's difficult to balance rewards while also making money. Because if people spend a bunch of money and the game grows in value, then there are less rewards. And if there are more rewards, then the price goes down. So, the economy is always one of those issues that Illuvium and other play-to-earn games has. However, game is pretty fun to play. Pretty sure you can't play it for free. I think you can play Illuvium Zero for free, the city builder game, but only at the lowest level. Then there's Star Atlas. This is one of the ones that has been around for like years now. I still remember a few years ago, Kagiyan, the YouTuber, he bought a $40,000 NFT. And it's good to hear that they're still around and they're still building the next gen space game built on Solana. The gameplay looks pretty good. The trailer looks really good. And they had quite a few updates since. So you can fly around just like in Star Wars. You have a shooter game. I feel like almost all the crypto games nowadays, they're just built in Unreal Engine 5 and they all use the same assets because they all look pretty similar. You could have told me this is one version of Illuvium and I would have believed it. And I think you can already make money with that. I heard something about that. They do have packs which you can open and then it grants you crew cards. And I think you can buy and sell them, trade them, go to the marketplace, see what people buy and sell. You can play part of the game as well, but it isn't fully out yet as far as I know. One of the most hyped games that you might have seen recently is Call of Duty. I mean, off the grid, but shooter game. Honestly, whether you play like Apex Legends, PUBG, Call of Duty, aren't they all pretty similar? This one went to PlayStation 5 recently, and on that regard, there was the following update that I've seen in a Discord server I'm in. We have Off the Grid on PC, PS5 and Xbox, absolutely crushing it. So if you bought AVEX, Super or Beam, you buy it right now during the dip, this is probably going to go quite well. There are lots of mobile games with 50k active users, Telegram games keep on being pushed out, so gaming overall seems quite well. Plus Sony says this chain will focus on entertainment, finance, gaming and more, and if Sony makes a game, Sony, PlayStation, they own that, and they integrate crypto more and more, just like the Epic Games Store, then we're probably going to have some Web3 games available fairly soon, so all the Web2 gamers, aka regular people, can start getting used to it as well. From all the gameplay I've seen from different games, this seems to be the most fun, but it's also, I think, the most basic one because it's a shooter, there isn't much more to it, right? Explosions, you can jetpack, fly around. Fun game, shoot. There's Wilder Worlds as well, where you can see, okay, people have guns, they're funny, and you shoot, and there are cars. We can race, battle, explore, and earn in our next-gen gaming metaverse. Quality-wise also looks really good. Might be one of those games that we see on PlayStation, for example, fairly soon. The token is out as well at 23 cents. But since launch and since all-time high, we went from $7.30 down to 23 cents. So, when it comes to evaluation and token price and all that, could go better. But then again, this is still worth 60 mil in market cap. If you like card games, you might have heard about Parallel before. It was a little confusing to get into this one as well. I played this for like 2-3 hours when it came out. But quality wise, and when it comes to how the game functions, one of the things that you might enjoy when it comes to crypto gaming, especially because you can just sit back, play the game, and there's no hectic, there's no stress, you don't have to manage your economy that well. It's simply card game, play, have fun, lose, the usual. And then for like the last two games that I want to quickly feature or at least put into this video as well, there is Nyan Heroes, a hero shooter where cats pilot giant mechs, from the creators of Halo and Destiny, backed by big people that have lots of money. If you've played games like Fortnite, Overwatch, seems kinda fun, you might like it, and I'm sure you will have a fun time. When it comes to Spellborn, you might enjoy this art style a lot more than in other games. It's a magical world full of monsters with 3 heroes of their own goal and aspirations, trying to work together to save the world. They collaborate with a bunch of different games. It's available on your phone as well, so something simple on your phone, this might be it. And then there are lots of more games. For example, there's Heroes of Marvia, which is pretty much Clash of Clans, but with crypto. Even in the section where it says you might like, there are more games. There's Blade Ride, for example. There's Pixelmon if you want to play Pokemon, and a whole lot more. This is more like, here are a couple things that I think are pretty cool. Do you have to buy them? Yes, of course. This is all financial advice. Give these people your money, and then in return, you'll be happy forever. And with that being said, links down below. It's not financial advice, and I see you fairly soon.